Hello, people. I'm gonna just quickly do my selfie because if I ever decide to make a thumbnail for this video, you should at least have a selfie. It's been pretty good. Oh shit, man, that's wow. Yeah. Hello. Finished with my clients like 20 minutes ago. So I've been just kind of like taking a moment to just pause. What am I saying? 15 minutes ago. Just doing my selfie that I usually have to do. I don't usually, like, when I do my live streams, when I first start in the morning, I put on unlisted. So when I unlist it, basically it doesn't show anybody but me. So we're going to get rolling in a moment. We're going to be doing our movements and just chilling and chatting. I got to hold a selfie for about like 30 to 50 seconds. Okay. All right. I'm going to go inside for a moment, turn on my streams just to make sure it's working properly, because I usually do that. I usually turn it on my computer, so I'll be out there in a moment. So I finished at 5 o'clock. Yep, so it's working. Good. And my clients are all good. It's been a great day, by the way. Got to meet some people in Germany today. It's pretty good. I'll be out there in a moment. I'll be right back. I'm just setting up my streams on my computer. We're going to be just finishing up our movements. Since I'm getting used to my new schedule, newer schedule. Awesome. Wait a minute, what the fuck? Oh. I was like, what the hell is going on here? I had opened up two tabs that are the same. Awesome. All right. Here we are. All right, I'm back. Yep, so I brought my laptop outside and did all my chats today out here. It was cloudy though, so it was nice. It wasn't too hot. But it was kind of, I had to like do all kinds of shenanigans just to bring my laptop outside. I had to like pull this thing here and do this thing there, and I'm like, all because I want to sit outside. So, yeah. Yeah, we're just chilling and chatting. I'm going to be getting my movements in because I have to finish the last little bit of my workout that I finished this morning. So it's like a part 2 now. It's not much to really say, to be quite honest. I'm just hanging out. It's just my commitment to my streams every day. Even if I only stream for like 5 minutes, it still counts because I have not stopped streaming since October 6, 2024. So ever since then, I've been consistent. There is not a damn soul who is on my level when it comes to consistency. So I'm committed. So But we'll see what kind of diamond nuggets I'll drop. In the process today too, in between one of my client sessions, I did a YouTube video. I'm editing it. As much as I said I wasn't going to edit the video, but unfortunately I created it on Zoom, and the video, my camera, like my webcam, it went kaput in the middle. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to edit the video. Now I have to edit the video, so yeah. It's basically a masterclass. It's everything I've talked about on my streams up until this point. It's like an hour and like 6 minutes long. Whoever watches it, watches it. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. I'm just putting it out there because whoever finds it will eventually need to know that they are the answer, and that there's nothing else you need to know. Of course, you're gonna want to know why you're the answer and all that. And that's the journey. You're gonna figure it out why. But yeah. I'm just chilling. Doc, you're up late. You should be in bed, dude. But then again, I know people in that region of the world, they don't go to bed early. Like I know another guy who's from your part of the world, and he also is like, he doesn't sleep at like, he's up at 2:44 a.m. I'm like, the fuck are you guys doing? Yeah. Anyways. I'm going to just quickly just throw an alien emoji in the chat just so that, you know, the chat is working. What's up, dude? I just came on. Finished with my clients. I'm just going to throw an alien emoji in my chat for a moment. Just to make sure it's good. You good, dude? I'm about to go finish up my movements. There you go. There's my alien emoji for engagement. Yeah. I trust you're good. I ran into someone actually, dude, who's from your city. And I spoke to them last night, and they are basically like the old me, and they're just a few steps behind. They also got hit with like a scam. They said they've been working for free for 6 years, which sounded like me because I worked basically for free for for a few years during my journey. Yeah, so I ran into them, and I went in the car because they wanted to speak, and I jumped in the car, spoke with them for about an hour, kind of like dropping bar after bar. But I made sure to let them know that, like, if you want to work with me one-on-one, then, you know, it's a paid service, right? Because I value my time. Now my time will not be just squandered away like it used to be. So yeah, it was interesting because just random. She found me on Facebook, and she's like, "Hey, would you like to have a video chat?" I'm like, I don't do video chats late at night. I don't like video chats, which is funny because I'm always on camera, which is hilarious. But like having to turn on lights and stuff I don't like using like artificial lighting. It's really just it's gross. So, yeah. All right. So ran into her. Her name is Chandra. It'd be funny if you actually know her, or I mean, that means nothing because, you know, people are from the same city. They don't know. It's like as if you should know someone from your same city, you know. But yeah, ran into her, chatted with her for a bit. She needed to talk. I needed to share. And now she's on her way to do whatever she needs to do. One less human. Yeah. Yeah, it went well. But yeah, one less human now that needs to remember who they are. Because you're like, I can learn from you. Like, you're not learning, you're remembering. With me specifically, you don't learn anything. You're remembering who you are. Maybe with other teachers and stuff, you're learning, but not with me. You're not learning, you're remembering. Big difference. Because with remembering, you are basically just remembering what was forgotten. That means you once possessed it. You once held it. You still have it, in fact. It's just that it's within you, buried deep within. It just has to go, you have to go find it. A child never thinks that they're missing anything. So why does the adult feel like they're missing something? That's a bar, by the way. A child never ever feels like they're missing something, ever. Until an adult makes them feel like they're missing something. But a child never has that concept of missing anything. They're just being, right? So yeah, exactly. You may or may not run into her, right? 22. Yeah, there's like, what is there? 4 million in Toronto? So someone's like, hey, that person's from Toronto. Do you know that person from Toronto? No. What makes you think that every Toronto person knows every Toronto person? That's too funny. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm doing 55s, so that's only 22. I have 33 more to go, but I break them up in 11 sets. So, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the encouragement. I like people like you who actually empower other people. More of that in the world will be a better place. Right? That's my aim. Whew. All right, in between sets, I will do my other movements. So I want to get these done soon. And Justin, what do you share? 5 million people decide to call the hot, barren desert home strange. I know, right? Nothing strange about that. I would have been there because, the name Phoenix is me. Yeah. You're on a bestie, huh? I don't know about bestie, but we're, what's up, bestie? I used to hate that word, to be honest. I was like, ugh, bestie? Ugh. I ain't nobody's bestie. That would imply everybody else can't be bestie. I'm kidding. What's up? I just started a stream not that long ago. I finished with my clients around 5 o'clock Eastern time. That should be 10 o'clock your time, or 22. 22 o'clock military time. Man, I can never get over that. Like, looking at a time that has passed 12 o'clock, I'm like, or past 12:59. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'll read the chat. I don't know. I'm finishing up the last bit since, Mondays in the morning. I don't get the ability to finish all of this unless I wake up at 3 a.m. 22:28. It was just 22:22, wasn't it? Even though I don't look at numbers anymore. I mean, they still show up, but I don't give meaning to numbers anymore. Anyways, I was mentioning just now that I ran into someone last night on Facebook. They're from Justin's area in Phoenix, Arizona, and they needed to talk. And I'm like, I've never ran into this person ever in my life. Well, from the mind, no. From the soul, yes. So I jumped in the car because it was like 10 o'clock or 22 my time. It was going to be what? 4 your time? 4 a.m. your time. I'm in the car chatting and dropping bars for an hour. So they needed it. Doing my duty. Now, of course, I don't go past a certain level. If it's something where it needs to be paid, then it's like, if we need to go really deep, one-on-one, it's a paid service, because I value my time now. I used to do pro bono work all the time, freebies. Now I'm not doing freebies. The live stream, you guys are paying me with your attention. Everybody else is paying me with that. Because I value my time. Doesn't mean everything has to be a business transaction, though. I made sure that nothing, like, it's not a business transaction, but you gotta know, like, when to sort of like, ooh, this is going really deep. We gotta kind of, this is like leading into my work. Can't let go too deep, because if I do, I'll give it all, but at the same time, like, some will take advantage and may not value your thing. That's why, like, for a lot of spiritual people specifically, they have a hard time charging for their services because they feel like they don't have the, there's a self-worth and value issue for a lot of spiritual people. Like, when I say that the archetype of what a spiritual person is, that they shouldn't be charging for their services. It's actually very not spiritual to not be charging for your services. And I had to come to that conclusion. Because, unfortunately, we, as a society, we have currently created this dumb thing called money, which unfortunately has to be used in this world to navigate the world. Otherwise, you're basically SOL. You're screwed. So you have no choice but to use it. So, it's a touchy subject for a lot of people who are under the spiritual, like, designation, right? Because, like, you want to give, right? You want to serve. Like, that's the whole point of being spiritual. But no, spirituality isn't about just freely giving away your work. You came here to be receiving as well, not just giving. That's why, like, I've been talking about giving and receiving here and there on my streams. We're really good at giving, but we're friggin' terrible at receiving. And I'll be talking specifically about receiving on one of the streams. I'll make a title called Receiving. We can give, that's easy. Most of us just know how to give. But a lot of us are really awful at receiving. And it doesn't even have to be monetary. It could be compliments. Hell, I have a great example. If you go to someone's house, right? They offer you even just a glass of water. Would you like a glass of water? Most people will say, no, I'm good, thanks. Because they were trained to be too friggin' humble. I was trained to be humble. I remember when I went to one of my soul sisters' house, her name is Margaret, and she had to sort of break some of my patterns while I was there. I got to her house and I felt very uncomfortable. Because I'm expected when you go to a stranger's house that you have to, of course, treat their place as if, it's not your place. But there's been other people who have said that mi casa su casa, right? So that means, like, this is like your home. You're more than welcome, right? Of course, like, common sense, like, don't go and, like, do kind of crazy shit. But, like, if you want to go make a cup of tea, make a cup of tea. And these were lessons that Margaret actually had to instill into me for the time I got to spend with her. So when I first got there, she asked me, brother, you look very uncomfortable. I was just sitting on her sofa. I wasn't like comfortable sitting on her sofa. It's kind of like, you know how you lean in, like you're kind of on the edge of your sofa or your chair. I was sitting like that. It's kind of like, you know, hands like this. This was in 2022. So she's like, why don't you just sit back and relax? Because I didn't know how to relax, right? When you're in someone's house for the first time, you don't know how to, like, you can't just like sprawl, you know what I'm saying, right? A little bit of consideration goes a long way. But she's like, I understand that, brother, but look, I invited you to come. You're here. Make yourself at home. That's the whole reason why I said make yourself at home. How do you sit when you're at home? Well, I usually, if I'm on a sofa, I usually kind of put my legs up, or I'll just like have one leg in and one leg out, or I sometimes sit cross-legged. Then sit the way you want to sit. Go for it. So I did, but the thing is, she had to tell me to do that, because I wasn't able to receive things back then. And so she's like, okay, brother, would you like a cup of tea? Because she knew I loved tea back then. I don't drink tea anymore. I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you. So she looked at me and she's like, are you actually good? Or are you just being too polite? That day when I came to her house, it was basically just breaking a bunch of shit out of me that has been programmed. Because like I've been told, when you go to someone else's house, you can't just take something when someone gives it to you. You have to be like respectful. So I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you. Right? Underboss. It went very well, thank you very much. It went extremely well. I finished, what time is it? Is it 5:36? I finished 36 minutes ago. It went very well. Thank you very much. I'm basically just talking about, and I'm finishing up my moves, just talking about how I couldn't receive when people offer things. So when I got there, and you know, she's like, would you like a cup of tea? I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you. No problem. She's like, are you actually good? Because I don't think you're good. I think you want that cup of tea. She looked at me and she knew I wanted that tea. And she's like, how about this, brother? You come with me to the kitchen. I'll show you around the kitchen. And we can make this cup of tea. How about that? Sure. But you see, the thing is, like, this is the thing that how it's been programmed into me for years. Like, when you go to someone's house, you can't just walk into their kitchen and all that. Like, right? This is the common sense kind of thing, right? So I got to the kitchen and she's like making tea, and she's like, okay, when we come back from dinner, because she took me out for dinner, because I drove like an hour from where, like, here. She lives an hour away. It's not the person I'm going to see on Friday. It's someone else. We came back, and she's like, would you like some tea? I'm like, sure, because I drank a lot of tea back then. And she's like, okay, go. You can go make it. I'm like, you want me to go make it? I mean, I can make it, but like, are you sure? Like, I was like, are you sure? Like, it's her house, it's her kitchen. Like, are you sure? Like, she's like, yeah, that's why I suggested it. So you see, she was starting to undo, like, at that time, 2022, I was what, 36, 37? 37 years of conditioning in that one day. So what's the point of why I'm sharing this story? Because most of us are terrible at receiving shit. It doesn't matter what it is. If you can't even receive a simple glass of water, what makes you think you're going to receive bigger things? That's a bar. Write it down. What makes you think you're going to be able to receive money when you want to be an entrepreneur and you have your business, if you can't even accept a glass of water, that doesn't make any sense. Because most of us are too friggin' humble. Yes, there's nothing wrong with being humble, but there's something about being too friggin' humble. You gotta have humility, Orion. Yes, have humility, but too much of something is not good. Balance. Apocalypse, what's up, dude? So, these are things that I had to deal with in 2022. I couldn't even ask for a glass of water. That's how like shy I was. I couldn't receive gifts. I couldn't receive a compliment without. You know what we usually do when someone gives us a compliment? Most humans do this. Hey, Apocalypse. I'm gonna just use you for example. Hey, Apocalypse, you're looking very nice today, bro. You would basically say, thank you, bro, you too. You would immediately kind of reflect it back. Not you specifically, but I'm just using you as the example since you're here, right? We generally reflect back the compliment immediately. Why do we do that? How about you? Thank you so much, Orion. I really appreciate it. And we have that awkward silent moment for a moment and you fully receive it. That's what I do now. When someone's like, Orion, you're looking very nice today. I'm like, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I fully receive your compliment. And then I pause for a moment. Sometimes the mind wants to automatically send it back to them. I'm like, hello. Don't do it. You're basically throwing their gift back at them. Their words are gifts. Let it land. Accept it. If you can't even accept the simple compliment, what makes you think you can accept anything else? That's why I said most humans have a big issue with receiving. They don't have a problem with giving, but they have a terrible thing with receiving. Because you've been trained to like, oh, you have to be humble, you have to do this, you have to do that. So, it's kind of like what I was talking about with one of my clients today. So, can't get too deep into that, but basically we're kind of going down this same train of thinking. That's why I'm bringing it up for you guys, because I'm going to be talking more about receiving in another live stream, because it's very important. You have to allow things to flow. You can't just give and not receive. But there's the other side of the coin. You can't just receive and not give. You have to balance it out. The infinity, it has to flow. I'll read the comments in a moment. It can also be a cultural thing as well, because it is a cultural thing too. I know that much. For my brown people, not to get any, we're not being racist here, but for my brown people, it's a cultural thing where you have to be too fucking polite. That shit needs to stop. There's nothing wrong with being polite. But there is something wrong with being over polite. Damn it, you're supposed to receive. It's your damn birthright. Let's see. I'm gonna take Mike. Good to see you, bro. Lottery Energy, good to see you too. Flattery gets you all the way. Da, da, da. I'm just humble, not because I have to be, it's because of all the things I have to do, take for granted, like walking in the sun. Gotcha. It's good. So it's not a mantra, it's a mental declaration. You are a generous giver and a gracious receiver. Please write that down. That's a bar. Just say, I am, or whichever version of who you are, I am a generous giver and a gracious receiver. That's it. Just remember GR, not GR Supra, not GR like Gazoo Racing, but like, graceful receiver, and generous giver. You can't forget that. GR. Grade? I don't know. Mike, good to see you, by the way, bro. Just finishing up my movements. I just started the live stream not that long ago because I finished with my clients about 40 minutes ago. So in the mornings on Mondays, I only can do my main exercise and my side quest. This is my optional. Well, it's not optional for me, it's actually mandatory, but you know, when I was helping other people on my other channel to get in shape, this was optional for them. So I felt called to talk about receiving because I ran into someone yesterday late in the evening, actually, after the stream, by the way. She was from Justin's area in Phoenix, Arizona, and she needed to talk. Never, ever, ever met her, ever. Never even encountered her. She saw me on Facebook. She added me as a connection on Facebook. She's like, I really like your energy, and I think there's something, I think you can help me with something. I'm like, I'm always curious and very, very like, kind of like I observe things, right? Not cautious. I'm not cautious about things anymore. I'm just more like, all right, there's a reason why this person reached out to me. What is their reason? What is their reason? There must be a reason for them to reach out. All right, let me see what's going to happen. I type back to them, and they asked me if I wanted to do a video chat. I'm like, well, I don't do video chats at night because I don't like turning on fucking lights and all this shit. I hate artificial lighting. It really is awful for me. I like my natural lighting. So it was dark, so I'm like, we can do a phone call if you want. So I spoke to her for about an hour. I went in the car because my parents, they were sleeping, and I needed to elevate my voice a little bit because I had to drop some bars. So basically, when I was chatting with her specifically, it was, you know, not receiving. Nora, I almost lost an AirPod and felt hopeless. But God used it to teach me patience and trust in His timing. It reminded me that what's meant for evil can't be used for good. Well, I mean, I love Jesus, but I don't use Jesus in that. Oh, whoa. Excuse me. I love Jesus, but I don't use Jesus in that way. Today's not God talk. Today is just chill chat. But yes, use it however you choose to, because if it works for you, let it work for you. I know what works for me. But yeah, I'm glad. So that kind of led into a conversation with the clients today, one of them, and now led into you guys. Do you all know how to friggin' receive? Yes or no? Right? Do you know how to receive? Yes, this guy. This guy right here. This guy right here. Speaking of which, for some of you who, I heard something which was pretty cool. Anytime someone is dropping like some sort of like hate or negative energy towards anyone, guess what they're actually doing for you? They're helping you to burn away that feeling from the universe, because the universe is using them as a troll to burn away the emotions behind so-called like insult. So anytime you see anybody insulting anybody on the stream, whether my stream or anyone else's stream, and they're insulting you or someone else, just know that they're just literally being used by the universe to burn away whatever that person needs to purge. So good perspective shift. I heard that today. I'm like, damn, that's a pretty good one. I'll take that. It's pretty good. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Eye specialists usually prescribe glasses. How do we receive, Orion? Just say yes? Yeah. Just that simple. So like, I have a test for all of you actually. The next time you guys go over to someone's house, if you do visit anybody, doesn't matter who it is, and they offer you anything, even if you don't want it, take it. Just say yes, thank you. Even if you don't drink it, like if it's water, just have the water because you're able to receive. Simple things like that. Just accept it. Just say yes. Don't say no. Like for example, the last time I had this scenario was when I was in San Diego with Victoria, another soul sister. I went to her house and she offered me tea. I don't drink tea anymore, right? Because I broke my tea habit. Because it used to give me a buzz. If I go back to tea, it gives me a buzz. But because now I don't need tea, it doesn't give me a buzz. So I can drink tea if I want to. And I'm not addicted like I used to be. But she asked me, brother, would you like some tea? I told her no at first. This was during Christmas 2024. She was like, tea? 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 She kept coming at me. She said, tea? 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 I'm like, remember to receive, Orion. Receive. It's okay. One cup of tea is not going to kill you, Orion. Just take the damn tea. So I'm like, sure. What kind of tea you got? What you got, sister? What kind of tea you got? She's like, I got orange pecan, I got English breakfast. I'm like, orange pecan will do. Thank you very much. I'll take that tea. What about, nope, orange pecan is good. I won't be drinking any other tea but orange pecan. So, I'll take that tea. Thank you. So, like in that moment, that was just receiving, simple things like that. But like I said, if you can't simply receive a glass of water or a cup of tea or something that someone's offering you when you go to their place, what makes you think you're gonna be receiving other bigger things from the universe? The universe is wanting to give you guys stuff, but you guys are like shoving it away, and you're like saying "fuck you, universe" every time you're like saying no. Do you know every time you say no to something that it was meant for you, you're basically just saying to the universe, okay, whatever. Guess you don't want it. Okay. That's what I did. I pushed it away. Okay. It's true. That's how it works. This world has taught people to be too friggin' humble. Again, I'm not saying to not be humble. What I'm saying is to know when to be humble and when not to be humble and to receive. Because like being too humble or too much of something reduces balance. The goal is to always have balance with yourself. Balance is what the universe is also striving for. Energetic equilibrium. Balance. When you have balance within yourself, you have balance in your outer world. If you don't have balance within yourself, don't expect that your outer world is going to be balanced. It's going to be a mere reflection of you. Either you're too nice. That's why I don't use the word nice. I use the word kind. Nice, for me, my definition is when someone's people-pleasing, over-thanking, over like, yes, I'll do it, yes, and being that like person that just keeps like wanting the attention of others and just wanting to make other people happy. Like I get it. I know that we desire to see other people happy. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're putting it like for someone else and not to yourself, that's where the problem lies. So, because most people, they don't really know what the hell is going on within themselves. That's just facts. Right? And most people, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, if you don't know how to control yourself, don't expect that you're going to know how to control reality. You're going to get screwed. You're literally going to get fucked. So, point being, and what I'm saying is that know thyself and thou shalt know all. Be balanced and know how to receive. Because there are things the universe wants to give to you, but you're blocking it. You don't know what that is, but you're blocking it. Through your beliefs and your convictions or your identity or your thoughts or your reactions or your perceptions or your expectations. And by the way, your expectations is a big one. They say don't expect anything. Most people are like, like tone down your expectations. No, dial up your expectations. What the hell are we doing here? You came to have a physical experience. Turn it up. Turn up the dial. Is that Jeanette? I think that's Jeanette. It is Jeanette. By the way, Jeanette, I want to say thank you. There's a reason why you said what you said yesterday about, be aware of people's energies and stuff. That was meant for me specifically, so that I'm aware that, like, because there's new people coming in very quickly, right? From all different directions, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So the universe worked through you to remind me to be mindful of the energies who I'm dealing with. So I appreciate you sharing what you shared yesterday. Thank you very much. And I fully receive your energy that you shared yesterday. And I'm going to make it awkward now. I fully receive it. Yeah, it was definitely meant for me. So, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm just randomly talking about receiving, but like that's going to be its own live stream. But right now, I think it's important to talk about it because a couple things showed up within the last like several hours, from client to a person I spoke to last night. Like after the live stream, somebody reached out on Facebook and they needed to talk. I was sharing with the rest of them that they're from Phoenix, Arizona, and they're like, I never had met them before. So we chatted for about an hour, dropping the bars. And I'm like, okay, can you receive? Right? Do you have a self-worth issue? No one actually has a self-worth issue, because if you tell yourself you have an issue within yourself, then you create the law that you have an issue within yourself. That's a paradox. That's why I say whatever you tell yourself, that's what you're governed by. Because your beliefs are the borders and the boundaries of what you will expect. That's why your expectations should either be higher. In fact, it should be probably extremely high. Not of others, of yourself, to have high expectations of good things happening for you. Expect amazing things. Expect that the universe is always supporting you. Expect that you're always going to receive things randomly. When you least expect it, when you do expect it, it'll always come to you. So, like yesterday, Jeanette, even though it was words, it was still very powerful. Well, Ryan, be careful, be wary, or be mindful that, around energies of people, da da da. And I remember saying, like, I'm aware, but it was for you to bring that into my awareness for this character, so that he can make sure he doesn't fall, into, the patterns of other people, as a reminder. So that's me receiving a gift from you specifically. All right, let me read the chat. Yeah. Because they will manipulate, and you don't deserve to be manipulated. No one does. Yeah. And I'm glad you said that. And yes, that has happened to me in the past, being manipulated. But that doesn't happen anymore because I've known myself pretty well. Mike, as a trader to the nation of the UK, I drink coffee, not tea. A hot beverage is a necessity roughly every half an hour to an hour at least. Nothing wrong with that. Hello from Cameroon. I'm doing great. How are you? Good to have you on. I love tea so much. Amazing. How much sugar in the tea? I actually put honey, by the way. Lottery energy. I don't ever put sugar in my tea. I put honey. It's a little bit better than sugar, but yeah. Just scrolling back up on the chat. I look like Andrew Tate? Maybe. I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah. So, for me, these are, the thing is, what I'm doing is I'm helping people to I'm bridging the gap so you all don't, falter from where I made the mistakes. So that way you guys capitalize on all the mistakes that I've made on not making those mistakes. That's what I'm doing. That's what a coach generally does. You basically take the lessons that someone has done and has had to go through so that you don't fall into the same patterns as someone else. Right? So I bring up the receiving thing because it's very important. Everything's interconnected. Everything that I've talked about up until this point is interconnected, and it's always going to be interconnected. That's why it's endless. Mind, body, spirit, y'all. All right, so that's done. Well, I'm not quite done with that, but move that out of the way. Today is extra stuff, so yeah. I would like some, I know you're talking to Underboss. I would love some tea with some honey. Just a little dab of honey and I'm good. Thank you very much. I fully receive your gift of tea. I'm not a coffee drinker though. So for those of you, if I ever meet any of you, I don't drink coffee. So if we ever go hang out, like, let's go grab a cup, blah, 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 blah. Hello, what the fuck are you doing? If we ever go, this is what happens when you don't slow down. If we ever meet in the physical and we go for coffee, I don't drink coffee. I will drink a hot chocolate, a French vanilla, or just water, or a protein shake. Nothing else. Nothing else enters the system. So like I haven't drank juice, pop, or for my Americans that's soda. I haven't drank apple juice or orange juice. Even though I just said juice, or iced tea, or insert your favorite beverage. I have not drinking anything else besides hot chocolate, French vanilla, water, protein shake. Nothing else has gone in my system in the last like 3 years. Yeah. So I'm a business owner, so I'm an entrepreneur. God damn. I'm an entrepreneur and I help people to unlock their fullest potential with their mind by blasting past their subconscious blocks that they have. Or another way of saying that is I help people end the bullshit in their mind, the stories that they keep telling themselves so that they can live their best life. And today was my client day. So, am I employed? Yes, I'm self-employed. I work for myself. That's a long-winded way of saying yes, I work for myself. No chai? No chai, dude. No chai. No chai. No chai. What's up, bro? No chai. French vanilla, hot chocolate, water, protein shake. Those are the only 4 things that have gone in my system in the last 3 years. French vanilla is not often. It's like once every, I don't know. You bet your ass that on Friday when we drive to London, Ontario, I'll have a French vanilla because I'm going to drive you guys to London, not UK, but London, Ontario, which is 2 hours from here. There's like a thing they're called like rest stops on the way to London. There's 2 of them, but I'm going to stop off at the first one just to have that experience. I'm going to order like a donut, one of them sprinkled donuts. And Jeanette knows, like Tim Hortons sprinkle donut, aka French vanilla dip donut. It's my favorite. Yes, I'm a big child. I don't care. I like me my donut. I like me that sprinkled donut. And I'll have a French vanilla. So this Friday I'll have a French vanilla. just because. Down at Tim Hortons, like I won't order big one. I order usually like the tiny ones. And yeah, but French vanilla is very rare. Hot chocolate we just bought some recently, so I've been having 1 cup of hot chocolate like in the evenings in the last like couple days. Saturday I did not have because it was too hot. Sunday I did not have. Yesterday, yeah, I didn't have hot chocolate yesterday, but today I had. In fact, I had one during between my client sessions. While I was eating, I was like, it was a little chilly outside. The sun wasn't out, so I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just make a hot chocolate. Screw it. So that's what I did. Water is, that's an everyday thing for me. And then protein shake is like 3 times a week, not every day. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays specifically. If I miss one of the days, then I have it the following day. Or if I run out of protein shake, then I'm basically having to make up for the day I lost. So, yeah. Buc-ee's gas station. It's like a theme park. Yeah, for me, Jeanette, like this is like my go-to, especially in the wintertime. Like I have to. Yeah. Oh man. Fried chicken and donuts slap so hard for breakfast. Fried chicken for breakfast? Damn, son. It's crazy. Hey, look, dude. I've been to 7-Eleven. I've been seeing people be eating all kinds of stuff first thing in the morning. So, I mean, hey, I get it. After all, remember, I did live in California for about 110 days. So, I know what to expect. It's North America Canada and America are no different when it comes to things like that. The only difference is that Canada just they tone down on like fried chicken in the morning, but I've seen people eat chicken sandwiches in the morning. So I mean, there's like no difference really. There actually isn't any difference. Go. Oh man. Yeah. I think the most outrageous thing I had for breakfast is probably actually I have a story right now to share. This reminds me of one summer day. I was younger, much younger. I was like a teenager. I didn't have a job at that time. I was like 13 years old. I was living at another house. It was like a 10-minute drive over that way. And there was a convenience store. And my mom and my dad, my brother wasn't born yet. It was just me, mom, and dad. They went out for the entire day. So they left me behind. But they gave me some money. They gave me $20. $20 was a lot of money for me back then. I went to a convenience store and I bought all the things you can think of for $20. I bought, those 2 packs of Skittles, those bigger ones, and I ate that for my breakfast. That was my cereal. I put that all in the bowl. I had the red pack and the blue pack, the tropical one. I put it together, I mixed it up, and I ate it with a spoon. That was my breakfast. Then in the afternoon, went back to the convenience store. I bought chocolate bars and ice cream, like Oreo ice cream. That was my lunch. I ate a friggin' tub of ice cream. And then for dinner, I still had some cash left over. I went and I grabbed Airheads. Airheads, gum, like, you know, those pack of like bubble gums, like those Bazooka Joe gums, like that. And what else? What else did I get? And I got like Powerade. I don't know if Powerade still exists. And like I just like went to town, and I still had ice cream, a little bit left from earlier. All that for $20. My parents came home. I was done. I was cooked. Not by them. The body was done. It was over. The next day, all hell broke loose inside my body. So, yeah, that was one hell of a summer morning. Yeah, crazy. That was literally that was one summer day. I'm like, that's like instant diabetes right there. And Airheads, by the way, you know, the ones that come in the long pack, like, you know, the little pass, they were like 25 cents. That's why $20 went a long way back then. At the convenience store, 25 cents for Airhead. And I bought like 10. I bought like 2 white ones, 2 red ones, 2 green ones, 2 blue ones, and 2 purple ones. So, what is that? 25 cents times 10. $2. $2.50. $2.50 for 10 fucking Airheads. And they're like the long ones, not the tiny little shit. They're the long ones from back in the day. Man, that's crazy. The Skittles one just got me though. You know, in the morning, pouring both packs, the red one and the blue one together, and mixing it up and just like eating it like cereal. I put it in a bowl and just like ate it. Man, I was going to town with those Skittles. It's crazy. It's wild. Yes, I am a rebel indeed. That's probably the craziest thing I ate for breakfast is Skittles. I'm surprised I didn't put fucking milk in there. I was gonna, you know, I would have probably done like chocolate milk or something, but I didn't do that because I know that would have just been disgusting. Those are done. Back to this. Oh my God. That's only 20. I need to do 35 more. Whew. Yeah. Yep. So that was quite the summer day. Mitochondria, good to see you. Doesn't sound very demonic. Let's see. I'll bring a bowl. Come on, little demon, come out. Have I found enlightenment? You don't find enlightenment. Enlightenment is already right here in this moment. That's enlightenment. That word is also an illusion. It's made up. Just like all other words. But enlightenment is right here in this present moment. Nothing more. Everyone's looking for this like transcendental experience. Your transcendental experience is right here, in this moment. Well, you have to come to that realization, because the stories of the mind's gonna be like, no, that's not true. That's what the mind's gonna do. No, enlightenment is right here. Everyone's been enlightened. They just have to realize it. But they still have to do the deep inner work to let go of the bullshit that they've told themselves, based on the stories of the mind, creating all the obfuscations and the noise of the past that they've experienced. Their journey is valid and real and true, but they also have to let go of the stories that's behind it and the meaning behind it. Once they do that, then they can tap into their true self. That's where the mind ensnares many people. Oh yeah, diggity dog. My, that's a cool quote. Buddha. Before enlightenment, you chop wood and carried water. After enlightenment, you chop wood and carry water. Exactly. The Buddha and everybody else is you need to let go of all of this to be enlightened. Yes. But the other thing too about the Buddha, right, that he found out before the other masters, who I wouldn't call them masters, to be honest, because they attempted to give up their body, but they chose to come to Earth to experience it. It's the dumbest thing. So for like some of the like those great sages who can't even hold themselves up, and they're like weak like this, and they're like frail, and they can barely hold themselves up, but they have all the wisdom in the world. Yeah, what's the point of having all the wisdom if you can't even hold yourself up? The whole point is to know that you're already enlightened and still walk the path while you're on the earth. Hence why what Soul Fam said. His name, I call Soul Fam, it's actually my Kilfrim 26, but I call him Soul Fam. So for those of you, when I say Soul Fam, I'm referring to him. I know his actual name, but I don't say his name because I call him Soul Fam. Anyways, you chop wood before enlightenment, you chop wood after enlightenment. So it's essentially, you go on your quest, do your thing, go through your experience, do your thing, realize you got it, do your thing, continue to do your thing until you leave. So that's how the Buddha found it, for him specifically. Now, he sat under a tree. I didn't need to sit under no damn tree to do it. I simply decided. Yes, this is true, but the thing is, you chose to come onto Earth. Otherwise, you wouldn't have chose a form, right? You're supposed to take care of your body. It's a vessel that you chose to come here. Hence why, like, you have a choice, right? You can transcend your body, and that's fine. But the thing is, what's the point? So that you can reach enlightenment? There's no point. Because you chose to come to Earth to have an experience. That's why a lot of people, once they get to, they call it stage 6, they get to the point where they've almost reached the final precipice, but then they forget that they came to Earth to experience the Earth as well. So, everyone has their choice. For me, I'm not transcending my body. I love my body and I respect my body, but I also know it's a tool, nothing more. So, I use this body as what it's supposed to be used for. That's why I'm going to be different from the rest of them. And in fact, I'm not going to be. I'm already different from that aspect. That's what makes me me. So like all of them can be sitting in a tree and like be malnourished and la 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 la. They can chant all day long and be shaving their heads and not making fun of them, but they could keep doing all that all day long. You ain't more enlightened. That's for damn sure. It's realizing that in this moment you're enlightened. You just have to decide. Nothing more. It's just that simple. You can climb 10,000 mountains, you can do all the rituals, you can chant Om for like 20 hours a day. Doesn't make you more enlightened. There are people who don't do that, and they haven't even studied anything, and they just are at peace with themselves. I think they found enlightenment. That's their version, right? Everybody has their definition, though. That's why there's 8 billion different perspectives. None is wrong. It's just a path. But for those who are like attempting to transcend their bodies, I mean, you did choose to come to Earth. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come here. You would have just stayed up where you were, and you would have just been ascended all this entire time without coming to Earth. But that's just another perspective. It's one of 8 billion. Why are you screaming my name, dude? Who's A2? Stop spamming in the chat. Who's A2? Hi, Todd. Good to see you, dude. I don't know who A2 is. Oh, this guy. Okay, well, if he's wanting to do it, that's his choice. He doesn't need to do that. I've shared with him what he needs to do, but if he chooses to leave, then he's just being controlled by his mind, nothing more. I'm not here to save someone's life. They're on their own path. I'm here to make sure they know how to master their mind. If they simply are being finessed by their mind, it's not much I can do. I'm not going to be like, don't do it. I'm going to basically tell them, hey, if that's what you want to do, go do it. But guess what you're going to miss out on? You're going to miss out on the experience that you're supposed to have on the planet. You're supposed to have a divine life. You're meant to have amazing connections with people. You're meant to have all the wealth in the world, whatever that is for you. You're meant to have the greatest love life. You're going to miss out on all that. It's a choice. If that's what you want, then so be it. I'm well aware of that mitochondria. I'm aware that I've been through it, but at the same time, like, I know people who say that, and they're playing victim. So if he wants to really listen, he will pause, chill the fuck out, and listen. Otherwise, if he wants to go and do what he's going to do, sometimes it's just people wanting attention as well too. Could be. Don't know. Can't really tell. I've run into this before on my other channel. It's not the first time. And it won't be the last. They're like, I hate life. I need to end my miserable existence. I've done that. I wanted to do that. In fact, last year, I'm like, take me off of this godforsaken planet, universe. But that's because you're being controlled by the mind, because he's being finessed by the physical world. And I know he's been on my stream a couple times, and he's heard me speak before. So you guys can speak to him. I'm not the only one. You guys have the power to use your words to help him. That's how powerful you guys are too. If you want to help him, help him. I already shared, like, if he wants to do something, that's his choice. But I will just remind him that he's going to miss out on a really good experience in life. It's just that simple. Yes, it is really just that simple. because his mind has control over him right now. Mitochondria, if you have a problem with me, the way I speak, tough shit. You're on my stream. You can go somewhere else. It's just that simple. If he wants to go and do whatever he wants to do, that's his choice. I want to help him, but he's got to want to listen. If he doesn't want to listen, I can't help him. I just basically said that if he goes and does what he does, he's going to miss out on a lot of experiences. And this is his journey. And I know because I used to go on streams too and cry for help because I wanted someone to see me. And I see him. I see him loud and clear. The question is, does he see himself? Does he respect himself enough to not go through with it? I'm going to speak to him right now. A2, listen carefully. Your soul wants you to be here. Otherwise, you wouldn't have chose to come here. Your soul wants you to live. Your soul wants you to live. If you're still here, I don't know if you left the chat. Your soul wants you to be here. Otherwise, you wouldn't come on my stream for me to tell you this and for the others to chime in. So clearly, you do want to live. Otherwise, if you didn't want to live, you wouldn't even bother of coming on the stream and sharing that, technically speaking. You're crying out for help. So listen carefully. You are God playing a human character. God doesn't himself. When you don't know who you are, yes, you go yourself, but you know who you are because I've explained it to you. You have the power. I can't do anything else for you. You have the power in your hands. If you want to choose to do that, you have so much power to make yourself powerless by wanting to yourself, then you also have the same power to want to live. You get to choose. You get to decide. Nothing more. It's a choice now. You have so much emotion towards this thing, but you can also take that same emotion and apply it to the, I get to live. You have the power. It's right here. It doesn't feel like it, but you do. And yes, it is very just that simple. But the mind doesn't make it simple because the mind is controlling people. I know because I've been there many times wanting to myself. But the soul's like, you're not doing that. You're not doing that, Orion. There's no way. You have something important to do. And I know A2 also has something very important to do too. Otherwise, he wouldn't be crying out for help. He would have not come on the stream and he would have done it already. So the fact that he even wrote his comment implies that he wants to live. He just wanted to make sure that we knew. I haven't seen him in a while. So, yeah, you will be okay. You're never too far gone. Exactly. Exactly. So A2, you have a choice. Yes, Jeanette's words are very powerful indeed. Thank you, Jeanette. I hope he's here. I hope he took all that in. You're not ever alone, any of you. It may sometimes feel like that. Even last year when I was crying my eyes out on this very table that's that the phone's on right now, I wasn't alone. I had others, but I also still had the universe. Otherwise, like, why does someone cry out? Because they want help. Otherwise, if they really wanted, like what Soulfan said, if they really wanted to do something, they would have done it. When you're determined to do something, you will just do it. So the fact that he came on to share this was for us to speak life back into him, even though it's really him speaking life back into himself, because we're just mirrors of him, and we're just mirrors to reflect back who he actually is. A soul that actually wants to live. But all souls desire to live, but it's the mind that forgets, because the mind gets finessed by the physical world. And it's okay. Your life's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's not always going to be up. Life's about a rhythm. It's just knowing how to navigate the rhythms. There's some days that I'm like, ugh, whatever. But like, you navigate. As long as you don't create it as into a problem, right? It's the meanings that we're giving things. Remember I mentioned this? The meanings, assigning meaning to things. Life actually has zero meaning until you give meaning to it. Life just is. Life is just going to keep doing what life is doing, just existing. We are the ones that create the suffering or the serenity. I was looking for an S word to match that. Yeah, the suffering or the serenity in our life. We are the ones that do that. Not life. We, us, every human. Through our experiences, we create a label of something either too hard or very easy. We get to decide in that moment which way we go. Yes, feel what you need to feel, but the reason why you've gone down is because you were risen before. That's a bar, write it down. No one's ever been fully rock bottom. That doesn't exist. That's bullshit. And no one's fully at the top either. That's also bullshit. Life is rhythm. It's up and downs. It's just knowing how to ride the waves. And in fact, here you go. When you get into a boat, this is a metaphor. Are you expecting the boat to crash or to drown once you're on the waves? Are you screaming for dear life that you're going to crash? Some people are afraid, so what you expect is what you're going to get. But if you know that the waters are going to be a little wavy, there's nothing to worry. It's just like flying that airplane. The airplane probably has turbulence in the sky. Does that mean the plane's going to crash if it has turbulence? No, but if you're expecting that, then potentially yes. So it all comes down to your meaning and your expectations that you apply to the meanings that you give to life. That's really what it comes down to. What time is it? Is it 6:30 already? God dang. Holy moly. Holy moly. It's all good. Meaning, life has no meaning, but it has all the value in the world. And value and meaning are two different things. And value is something that we give as well too. Because not everything has value, but everything can have value. It's a paradox. But life just is. Life has no meaning until you assign a meaning to it. Because it's based on your emotions, your perceptions, your beliefs. Whatever you assign to it, you all get to decide what meaning you give to something. So like in this moment, I'm giving meaning that I did my best to help A2, and if A2 still didn't feel it was enough and you guys did your best too, there's not much else you can do. You said what you said. We want him to live. I want him to live. That's the whole reason why I came to do the work. But I also came to make sure that if someone really wants to go through with what they're going to go through, then if you really were going to go through what you're going to go through, this is the paradox, then you wouldn't even bother of messaging. You would have just did it. So the very fact that he messaged was just like a cry for his mind to stop. Exactly. Cool. You guys saw one. I don't give meaning to numbers anymore. But Soul Family, you saw your 1111111s. I stopped caring about numbers. For me, they're just tools now. But I'll take it. So A2, if you're still here, you have the support of everybody in the chat, including me. It's not just one person. There's many people in the chat that just wanted to love on you there. So if you felt like you weren't loved, maybe you want to screenshot the chat as a reminder that there are people, even though they don't know what you look like, they don't care what you look like. They just care about you as a being that wants to exist and wants you to exist. Hell, you can once this live stream is done, you can basically take a snapshot of what I said, if you want. Let's see, Underboss. I was loving and encouraging to AZ2 to commit and follow through. And Underboss as well. Yeah. I know we were talking about enlightenment before all of that just happened. So I'm just going to finish up that train of thought because it's not done. Enlightenment is here and now, nothing more, nothing less. If you're thinking enlightenment somewhere else, then enlightenment is not somewhere else, and you will forever be chasing something that is an illusion. Your enlightenment that you're seeking is right now. That's it. Every answer you're looking for is right now. The answer is you. That's why I keep pointing back to the answer is you. And for A2, that also includes you. You're enlightened, dude. Enlightened beings don't do bullshit like that when they know who they are. When you don't know who you are, you do bullshit like that. But I've basically just shared it with you, so that means you now can't say you don't know. Because the moment I share something, you have it now in your mind. So, that's how this works. Humans just confuse a lot of bullshit and they overcomplicate things. They obfuscate things too much. That's why I came here to make things more simplified. Hence why it's not just simple, Orion. Of course it is. Of course it can be. You're the one, any one of you who have overcomplicated something in your life, that's because your mind has overcomplicated things. It's really just that simple. Decide. Nothing more. I don't know what Underboss said. I have no idea what he said. I have no idea. I'm just going to scroll back. To commit and follow through, he means to encourage. I have no idea. Underboss has a particular journey. I can't control what underboss says. He says whatever he chooses. So for me, this is how I roll. I play very neutral. I don't get into it with anybody. Like I'm like at this point. If somebody's like saying something about someone, I mean, I will do my best to defend, but you know, like if it's something insulting, you know, I'll be like, that's not really nice to say that, but it is what it is. Because I keep reminding everybody in every stream that your words hold so much power. And if you don't know how you use your words, then you're basically screwing yourself and someone else in the process, potentially. This is what enlightenment actually is, knowing your words and being in the now. That's what enlightenment truly is. If you're looking for enlightenment, it's knowing your words. Because your words are what govern your experience. You can't do anything without your words. You just can't. Take away all language, take away all words, what's left just is. You can't do shit. You're basically going to just stand there or sit there and do nothing. You can't. You'll be able to breathe and blink, but you'll have this thing called hunger, but you won't know what that means, or you won't have an idea what that means, and you won't know how to take the action to go grab food. It's not going to be instinctual. Grabbing food isn't an instinctual thing. It's more of a logical, emotional thing. But if you don't have a word to label the emotion or the logic, you won't be able to take any action. That's why your words truly do govern your experience. And thus, it creates what I call the ability to be in the present moment, which the present moment then equals enlightenment in the now, being aware of things. So that's why the power of your words are very important. It's very important. For me, I cannot get sucked into, I'll do my best to help someone, but there's only so much that I will be doing because they have the power too. They're just as powerful, equally powerful as everyone else, but they're deciding for themselves. Give them the tools, make them aware, but then once they're aware and they still choose to do what they're doing, there's not much else you can do because they chose that. Right? So again, A2, I really do believe and I know that you're going to be okay. My intuition is telling me that all is fine with you. And my intuition doesn't lie to me because I'm in a frequency that the universe tells me what is spot on. So I know you're going to be okay. Right now, you're probably going through shit. You're going to have to deal with that. But you're going to be okay. I promise you. You'll get through it. Look at me. Just saving lives. It's fascinating. Because I'm thinking about it right now. Like, there's 10 million different other streams out there, and he could have easily gone to some other stream and said that, but he chose my stream. Why? For us to share with him. Right? There are no accidents. Why do you think everything that's been said in the chat, everything I've shared so far, has led us to this point? Right? Even whatever's being said in the chat right now. Because I'm not reading the chat presently. All things are unfolding as they're supposed to. Now I can put away my walker. All right. So push-ups are done, squats are done, everything with the walker is done. I'm going to use the tablet to see what's going on in the live stream so I can read. It'll be easier to read. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. I'm going to scroll all the way back up. Let's see. I'm just reading the chat quickly. You can hope you trust my intuition. You have no faith. For someone who's very conscious, the fact that you just said that, no comment. Mitochondria. Trust. There is no hope. Just trust and know. He's going to be okay. I'm just reading the chat right now. A2. You can disagree with me all you want, but I know what I'm saying. I've been through everything, but that's fine. A2, you good? Because I want you to be good. You're loved, dude. Don't ever forget that. But I'm going to continue my stream while you guys, chat with A2. I'll keep an eye on the chat though. Well, universe, this has been an interesting chat. I'm not going to ask why, but I already know why. Why, all this had to unfold. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, I got mobility training to do. Wrist. Just remember, A2, you are loved, dude. Don't ever forget that. I don't know what age you're at, but I was going to call you kiddo. You can call me Unk if you want. Even if you're older than me by number of age, I'll still call you kiddo. The universe is working through me. So it's the universe speaking to you now, not Orion. It's really the universe now speaking. Kiddo, you have a very important thing to do in this world. Don't throw away your life. You have something very important to do. Know that you have everything within you to overcome anything that you are going through. Wrist is complete. You will do your best. You will definitely do your best. You know why? Because you have the power within yourself in every present moment to do your best. You don't have to try. You will just do it. You are loved. Never forget that, kiddo. Sometimes I let the universe take over. So it's like the parent having to speak to the child. And every one of you, including this character, is still a child. You are me, just having a unique experience with your bodies. Each one of you have a purpose. Why do you think you were brought to this particular stream with this character? Because I have to work through this character to remind each of you that you are the answer. I have to remind this character that he's the answer too. The soul that dwells with A2, since we don't know his actual name, and the soul that dwells with A2, you're going to be just fine. You'll be A-okay. A2, A-okay. I don't know what's going on in the chat. I'm just reading. Yes, mitochondria. Remember, it's not just Jeanette doing this too, you know. It's you, it's everyone else. Don't be blinded by just one person. We care about A2. Jeanette she did her best with her words, and I'm proud of Jeanette, by the way. Proud of you, Jeanette. Thank you for that. See, you never know. I've said this many, many times. You never know what the hell is going to happen on a stream and who you're going to help or who you're going to meet or who you're going to have to assist. This is why it's important. This is what happened on my other channel too. There's no accidents. But this time it's a bit different because this time I'm more neutral. I'm not getting emotionally swayed. I'm basically staying neutral but seeing both aspects. So, thank you, Jeanette, and everyone, Mito, Soul Fam, Underboss. I know you're saying your stuff too. And anybody else who chimed in that I forgot to mention. I think Apocalypse, you're still here? Maybe? Mike, maybe? No. Jeanette is not. Oh, well, here we go. Here we go. Clayton, this is not the right time to be here. You keep coming back on my stream, and I keep telling you that there's no point coming back on my stream. You say, please help me to understand. There's nothing for you to understand, so you can remove yourself. Or you can just sit and listen. Unless you want to be a second-dimensional troll with a first-dimensional perspective. Choice is yours. Yeah. Yeah, me and Jeanette are around the same, we're in like the same, like, millennials. We're in around the same group. It's good. Yeah. Yes. Yes, we do, Clayton. But you operate from a second dimensional perspective with a first dimensional thought, first dimensional mind. So, that's not an insult. That's just where you are presently. But I'm not here to deal with you right now. I'm gonna boot you shortly, because you're just wasting my time. Go figure it out, Mr. I need evidence. Go figure that out. I'm not here for your silliness today. Not today. Maybe come back on a Sunday, but not today. You can feed my algorithm though. I appreciate that. Thank you. I have only respect for Claim, but there are times where I'm like, no. Now I just draw the line. Like today, right now, in this moment, don't. It's not even for me, it's for someone else. Just no. just no. Not right now. When maybe a Sunday, because usually you come on Sundays around usually around 2:00. So come back 2:00 on Sunday next week, and we'll have the same conversation. We'll do a repeat of like, oh, I need evidence, but the evidence is right here. I need empirical evidence. I need evidence. I need more evidence. I need evidence and more evidence, and keep asking for second dimensional perspectives and operating from a first dimensional thought. Even though I keep telling you it's right here, like I need evidence. So we can have that conversation again on Sunday if you like, right? Because it's been every other Sunday that has happened. So not last Sunday or this past Sunday and the Sunday prior we had that conversation. So we'll have that conversation again. Not this Sunday, probably next Sunday, like the following Sunday. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. I appreciate you, Clayton, more than you realize. I really do. But right now, tranquilo. Just tranquilo. Good. A2, see? Dude, I'm glad you came. I'm glad you shared what you shared. I'm glad because the others are chiming in because you are loved, dude. Just remember that. Never forget that. You got that, kiddo? You're loved. And yes, I don't care how old you are a kiddo. To the universe, you're a kiddo. You got that, kiddo? You are loved. Don't ever forget that. The universe wants you to know that. You are loved, you are divine, you are perfect, and don't do anything ridiculous. Capiche, kiddo? Capiche? Comprende? Cool. Yeah. Yeah, big love to you, A2. Never forget that. Never forget that. All right. We're good. I still need to finish my stuff because but I'm getting my watch hours in, so hey, why not? I got shoulders to do. So shoulders are going to be this. And did wrist. So now I'm doing shoulders. And the sun has been out for a fair bit. You know, all day it was really, really cloudy, and now the sun comes out, so this is perfect. Perfect time. So again, A2, if you're still here, dude, remember you're loved, kiddo. Don't ever forget that. And that goes for the rest of you, too. You're all loved. All of you. And you're all kiddos. No matter what age you think you are, you're still a kiddo to the universe. All of you are still kiddos. Unless you are over, was it 13 billion years or whatever the universe is, you are still a kiddo. You're still that tiny little Bubba, as I call them. The BABAs. Bubba means baby for me specifically, which means cute. You're that cute little baby. All of you. That's what the universe sees each of you as. Tiny babies. Of course, no diapers and no pacifiers and no sucking your thumb and no drinking bottled milk, but it still sees you as the baby. Even when you're 100 years old, you are still a baby to the universe. Of course, if somebody wants to argue that, I need evidence. I need evidence. Dude, I've built the shirt. I went on Teespring yesterday in the evening after I finished my call, and I actually started to craft that shirt. I need evidence. We need peer review. And I'm being serious. I actually did craft the shirt. I haven't printed it out yet though. But the shirt is made. And anytime I see you, I'll make sure I have it. I'll make sure I'll wear it on a Sunday just for you. I need evidence. I need evidence. The universe loves all of you very, very much. And I'm just using the word universe. So how about this? I use the word God. I use the word infinite intelligence. I use itself. I use source. I use higher energy or whatever, or greater energy or whatever it is. It loves all of you very, very much. Just remember that, kiddos. Okay, kiddos? Just remember that. This character knows. This character is very aware that the universe loves him. That's why I'm working through this vessel to remind each of your vessels that you are loved. It doesn't matter where you are and what you believe in, you are still loved. Deep down inside. Never forget that. Never forget that. All right, let's see. $13.8 billion years. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Stop trying to siphon my energy. Okay, let's see. Science has been... here they go. Welcome back, Justin. I'm calling you kiddo, dude. Oop. Shit. How does one person have a stream with like 604 people? I'll get there eventually. Crazy. If I had 604 people in my stream right now, I'd be like, whoa. But I'll get there. But then guess what's going to happen? A lot of your messages will not be read because the chat will just be going like crazy. So SoulFam likes to use your username's number. So like when you see numbers, he's referring to your username, Justin. So he's referring to you, Justin. 2653. So Justin, you're 2653 to SoulFam. Jeanette would be 738. Those sleeping streams always have 1K people watching. I've actually well, on the other channel, but you know, that channel was like, I did actually do a sleep stream. I didn't realize people actually did do that, but apparently that's a thing. So, who knows? Maybe that might be something I do. It's kind of weird, but not on. I don't know if I will ever do that on this channel. Is really usually hyper specific, right? Right now it's just chill and chat, but you know, I'm not looking for views. I'm looking for service. I'm looking to help, right? There are like 604 people in another chat right now that are either just like they're not with it right now. So there is a soul in science. If there isn't, then it's a problem. Diggity dog. Nice. You guys are going to, I'm just letting you all know in advance, you guys are going to run into you're going to run into a loop with Clayton. So don't bother wasting your energy. Because what he does is he is basically just here to either be a troll. He wants help, but he wants to argue. So I'm basically letting you all know in advance, don't engage with him too much. I'm not here to ignore him, but like he just keeps like blah 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 blah. So just letting you all know, don't don't engage too much. If you're getting frustrated, don't get frustrated with him, because he's just that. Let him be. I accepted him as he is. He'll come back on my stream every so often and he'll be like, I need evidence. There's no point. I've already dealt with him twice. And I'm not going to deal with him again. He can keep blah 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 all he wants, but he's just on a second dimensional plane with a first dimensional thought. I need evidence. So just letting you all know. Yep, you're just yeah. So just giving you guys a heads up. Nothing more. Proceed with your whatever you choose to do. All right, I got spine to do now. Which did I do for? Oh, I did that on Saturday. So damn, it's actually harder to do this. This is the first time I'm doing it with these weights. I've done it with the 5 pounds. And this one's really good for your shoulders as well. Oh. Well, that was the first time I did that with 10 pounds. I have like plate weights, and they're easier with plate weights, but this one, okay. Well, now that I did it with this side, of course it's gonna have to be done with this side now. 10 pounds is nothing. It's just because I have to like do that motion. It makes it a little bit more challenging. I always do 20. This is 10. 10 more. 11. 12. Well, the shoulders are getting bulletproofed, so that's good. Soul Fam just did. I don't even know what he said. That's why you're a mod, bro. Didn't you know you did that, to be honest? All right. Couple more things to do. We got hips. We got shoulder thingies to do. What time is it? Is it already? If it's already 7? Oh my God! It's already 7 o'clock. Whoa! Time is just ticking. Gosh. All right. Hips. No, this is nothing spiritual. This is just me, just cinching in and having more flexibility. Horse stand squats. The reason why I'm keeping my arms up is so that I can keep my body straight. Because you can lean forward, so doing this keeps me knowing that I'm going straight down. This one's good for your hips and your pelvic region. One more, and I hold. Yikes. Let me ask Soul Fam quickly something. Bro, what what bothered you about Clayton? Because he asked what a soul was? Just curious. I told you guys, he's just going to keep asking questions like that. What's a soul? And you can explain. And he'll ask you, I need empirical evidence. Once upon a time, I used to, just so you all know, I used to have people in my, people on my other channel this is the past though, because I don't live in the past, but they would fight with each other in the chat while I'm speaking. So if it happens on this channel, it is what it is. You guys are just feeding my engagement at this point. Not that I want you guys to fight, but you know, you both are conscious beings. If two gods are fighting with each other and itself, and they know that they're itself, but they forgot who they are, and they're still doing what they're doing, even though I shared with them like you guys are all one anyways, then that's basically a choice at that point, not an obligation. So for me, there's no point. Like, I've gone to a point where like it is what it is, and not in like some negative way. I'm like, it is what you decided to be, right? So if you want to just attempt to help each other understand each other's perspectives, cool. If you don't, no big deal. I'm not here to play peacekeeper anymore. I did that one time and I lost 2 good people in the process. In fact, I have to go back to March 2025. I want to share something with you all. There was 2 people, 2 amazing people, so friggin' close to these 2. This is how I got attached to people. I got so attached to them. They're really good people, both of them. But something happened when I went for a walk to go get some milk at a grocery store. And somebody asked me a question, and I was more than happy to answer their question. So I said something. It was something about racism, though. I said something about racism. So one person chimed in and says, so this is what you believe, huh? And I'm like, no, you took that out of context because you just jumped in midway sentence. You didn't hear my entire thing. And then when they heard me say that, then another person jumped in and they were in the background and they were listening, and then it became an interesting conversation, and then those 2 started to get into it and they started to argue in the chat because they clearly didn't know what the hell they were doing with their words. And guess what happened? I got caught up in the crosshair. I had to pull them apart. I had to call them on Discord and on WhatsApp and start explaining what the hell is going on between you 2 and be a peacekeeper. In that day, that's when my channel basically died. My other channel. For me, it's not happening here. If 2 people have a problem with each other in this chat, going forward, it is what it is. Have your problems. Just don't get me sucked into it, because I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. I'll keep speaking as if nothing's happening in the chat. That's why earlier when I saw A2 saying what he's saying, I couldn't get wrapped up into it. I know I wanted to help him, but and I did what I said, I said what I needed to say, but you guys were chiming in to help him, which is good. But I'm not getting sucked into that stuff. Drama, this is what humans like to do. They strive on drama, conflict, and problems. I'm not here for that. I came here to choose, decide, and shift perspectives by creating calmness, creating, what's a D word that would go with calm? Can't think of a D word right now. A P word would be peace, calm, peace, and what D word would work for that? CDP. Remember the 3 letters, CDP. What D word would I use? Not docile. I don't know what D word I'd use, but you get the picture. So those 2, unfortunately, they because one, they both didn't speak English as their main language. So their language barrier right off the bat was, so one interpreted it one way and the other person wasn't saying it that way, but that person interpreted it that way, and then they misinterpreted that person, and it became like a whole hot mess. So this is the reason why when it comes to words in a chat, please be mindful of each other's words in the chat, because you are potentially misperceiving someone else's words, and even my words when I'm speaking, because depending on the frequency that you're on, you're reading or listening to my words based on your frequency, and whatever your frequency is at, if you're not currently at the same like resonance level where I'm at, it's going to be misperceived. And you'll be like, la, 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 la. That's what's going to happen. So this is just a sort of like heads up with why I came here to the earth, to remind everybody that your words really do impact one, but also know that when you're speaking with others, they may or may not interpret your words the way you're attempting to say it. I'm aware of that in every present moment, but I still say what I need to say. I have to. So just a little heads up on that. That works. Diva could work. I'm a diva. Is that are you, see, here's an example. So this is me clarifying. Is that a joke, mitochondria, or are you actually being serious and attempting to continue some weird obfuscation with me? It wasn't a question. I didn't really ask a question. I basically stated that when you guys are listening to each other or watching each other's comments in the chat, just be mindful of each other's words, because you guys, on your different level of awareness and different frequencies, may or may not perceive the words the way that someone else is saying it. I don't think I asked you a question though. But the question I did ask was, I wonder what D word I can fill in for peace and calmness that goes along the line. But I saw Jeanette leave a word, so I'll look that up shortly. Well, that doesn't feel like a compliment to me. If you wanted to compliment me, you would have said, you're, what D word would fit for me? I don't know. D words are not hitting the mark right now, unfortunately. I'm really good with E words, P words, C words, A words. But D, not so much, it seems. Gonna have to work on D. It's okay. I get to work, it gives the mind something to do. I get to go and discover. See, there's a D word. I get to go discover some new D words. I don't know. We'll see. T-Bray, what's up, dude? Okay, basically diva has taken on a new meaning. It means like powerful and I mean, see, for me, diva means someone who's creating drama. Someone who's a diva is like a drama queen. That's my current definition of diva. So you see, this is a good example. You have a current definition of diva, and that definition wasn't my definition. So you see what I was just talking about? How we can misperceive words? This was a good example. This is why it's important I usually ask follow-up questions. That's why I don't assume right away. I'm like, is diva like an insult or is that a compliment, right? And I want to know what diva really means for you. So you explain what diva means. But my version of diva doesn't mean that presently, because my diva word presently meant drama queen. Someone who's a diva is a drama queen. Someone who creates problems. Yeah. It's a Gen Z thing. Yeah. Gen Z be making up all kinds of shit now, don't they? To be fair, we millennials, we made up shit too. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah. Gen Z be taking all kinds of words and just be changing meanings. That's what I'm saying. Words, they're ever changing. So, like, just because it means something today doesn't mean it's going to mean the same thing tomorrow. This is a bar. Write it down. Words will change. Words always evolve. Right? That's why that word love doesn't actually have a meaning. There's too many meanings. It actually has no meaning whatsoever. To some extent. Of course, some of you are going to say, of course love has meaning. Well, yeah, you have your current meaning, but like there's 10 million different meanings for love, so which one is the right one? It's all subjective. So presently, when it's subjective, it actually means it has no empirical meaning that's like defined, because there's 8 billion different perspectives of what love is. So there's no definitive like thing for love. So that's why like it's important to know the power of these words. See, I'm here to bring the awareness that is lost to humans about words. This is my secret sauce, my work, my passion. I love talking about words. It brings me joy. Daredevil, yeah, that definitely fits me. I will definitely, if you give me the opportunity, I'll definitely jump out of an airplane again. Oh, and for those of you, yes, I have skydived before, 2014. I will literally go and skydive again. I love skydiving. It's so fun. I have no fear, because I remember what it feels like to jump out of that airplane. Now, of course, I was tethered to someone else, but next time I really want to do it on my own. I want to actually be the one that pulls the damn cord and not have somebody behind me tethered doing it. But it was fun nonetheless. Because while I was up in the air, me and the dude were like having conversation, be like, man, this is so fun. Like, you get to do this all the time. This is like your job. Man, you're one lucky son of a bitch to get to do this all the time. Getting to just float around with people and having conversations in the air. It's quite the perspectives. Dragon or dominant. I like that. Dharma. He's living the dream. Dharma means grace to me, mercy, and peace. See? Thank you, Diggity. I love your name, by the way. No Diggity. I like the way you work it. No, I'm not good with lyrics. I like the way you work it. No diggity. When I see your name, that's the song comes immediately in my head. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I love his name. Yeah, someone already brought up in the stream Underboss, and we've already talked about it. It's unfortunate that it happened. It's very unfortunate. But it's a reminder for the rest of us that we get to still be alive. That's why sometimes you need contrast to remember you're still here. So now her life has served another purpose besides what she was doing. Her life has another meaning for the rest of us to remind ourselves, hey, we're still here. We get to still be here. We still get to be here. T-Bray, I'm not playing Dead by Daylight today. By the looks of it, I'm going to not be jumping on tonight. So that's a tomorrow thing, dude. So if you wanted to play tonight, I'm not playing. So I'll be doing my thing. I have to go shower and eat, and then I'm going to go chill. So no Dead by Daylight for me tonight. I'm just going to chill and hang out. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Usually with me, when it comes to songs, if I don't know the lyrics, I'll start making up lyrics in my head to fill in the extra things. Like sometimes I don't hear the words, and I'm the guy who talks about words. How ironic is that? The irony. Let's see, what was said? He retracted his message, but guess what? Clayton, you could retract it on YouTube, but I can still see it. You can't retract the message when it's on StreamYards, though, or Streamlabs. So I can still see your message. Yeah. That's right, I have a secret hack. They threw off the bridge like a paper airplane. Yeah, I heard about that, Clayton. Fucking sucks. That's what I'm saying. Instead of us arguing about bullshit, how about we just start living our life? That's what I came here to do, to remind everybody to live their life to the absolute fullest. Because, you know, she's no longer here, right? Why not just live your life to the fullest and be happy? I don't care about being right. I just care about living a peaceful life. A life where I can help people to remember who they are. A life where they can just be in joy. A life where they can, you know, have infinite possibilities for themselves, right? Her death is a reminder. Even though I didn't watch it, I only heard about it from others, because that's how the world works. If you don't watch something, somebody will make you aware of something. That's why I don't need to watch the news, because someone's going to make me aware of something at some point. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Nope. But now I know, because you just told it to me. So, I live in my own bubble. So whenever I hear something, I'm like, oh, so that's what happened. Okay, it is what it is. But, six, seven. That's why, like, those, like, moments like that is a reminder. See, like right now, 9/11's coming back into my head. For those of you who were alive back in 2001, I was about to say 2001. Technically that's accurate, 2001, but nobody says it like that. All those people, bullshit. That was the day that everything changed. So, you know, I was funny enough. Ironically, I was in history class in high school, grade 10, when that happened. But they're a reminder, even though it's been long gone now, that we're still fucking here. So, you never know when your time is up. And in fact, 2 of my neighbors are gone, and I didn't know that. One gentleman from last year, who needed my help, and I helped them. But he's no longer here because the house is being cleaned out and sold. And another brother, his name is Lucky, he's not here, or I think he's not here, because I don't see him anymore, and I see only his family coming to the house and like taking care of the house now, because I don't see him. I haven't seen him in like 6 months. And normally the dude's walking around all the time. So either something happened to him, like he's bedridden, or he's gone. I have no idea. So it's a reminder that you don't know when your time is up. And I had that conversation about death 2 days ago. We think we have all this time in the world. Yes, you don't really. Yes, it's real, but it's not real. Yes, you're not really here, but you're here. But you won't get to be you anymore. How about that? You only get to be you for a certain amount of time on this planet, and then your time is up, and you're gone. So how about, instead of complaining and like, I want to be right all the time, how about you just live a peaceful life? And maybe like in the process, like help someone to. That's why I had to shift. These are the way I think now. Like, I only have a certain amount of time left. Do I want to be on this planet complaining and hurting others? Or do I want to do something and help somebody and have a meaningful life? Do I at least help the one person at least remember who they are? So there's no fucking point complaining about anything. That's just my philosophy. That's my humanness speaking there. This is not the universe. This is the human speaking right now. Death is a very powerful reminder. And I do appreciate Underboss for bringing that up, because this just led me down this path to talk. Man, if I had been taken out in 2020, god damn, look at all the shit I would have missed out on. Fuck. I would have missed out on connections with T-Bray. I'd have missed out connections with all of you. I'd have missed out traveling to San Diego and seeing mountains and oceans. Would have missed out on meeting like soul family, like lots of soul family. Would have missed out on all kinds of experiences. And would have missed out on my actual transcendence. So, I'm very lucky that I am still here. So I can still live and do what I need to do for the time being. Of course, when my time is up, I'll have no regrets, because I've been content. But of course, I'm always looking to experience more things. Death is a very powerful inspiration, energy, or motivator. So I trust that might start hitting at your soul, to let your mind to realize the magnitude of what is actually happening in every present moment that you get to decide. Let me see what's going on in chat. Ants on the planet. I'm just reading. Age? My vessel is 41, but I'm 8. The soul is ageless, but the body's 41. So 41 years of experience. But the thing is, I don't deal with age the way most humans deal with age. I see it as just a number of how many years I've been on the planet. So 41 years. Dwelling on this planet with this now what I will call beautiful body that I love very, very much. I get to be. If you had asked me this a couple years ago, I would have told you a different story, but now I get to really appreciate this vessel for what it is. More than ever. Lots of different you're good. You never have to apologize. You're good. Oh, you mean my soul? Oh. Ooh. Well, every soul was created at the same time. Just so you know. Even though time is an illusion. Every soul was incepted at the same moment. So let me use the word time. Let me use the word moment for time. Every soul was incepted at the same moment in creation. No soul is being created right now, because all souls have been created. Now, the question is, how many do all souls have the same experiences? No. But they simultaneously do share the same experiences, because we're all part of the one great soul that has all experiences. So I have your experiences, you guys have mine. But you all have your own localization of your current experience. But when you leave and you return, you will share it back with itself, and itself is me as well too. I'll have it as well. So some souls have not lived on the planet at all. They've never been here before. But all souls are incepted at the same time. Now, there's the concept people say old soul. No. There's no such thing as old soul. That would imply that there's young souls. No, there are souls that are more experienced than other souls. There are souls that have lived countless of lives, and some souls who have never lived a life yet. So, soul-wise, we're all the same age. There's no age number, in fact. We're all incepted at the same moment, whenever that was. That is a number I don't know, because I'm not supposed to know that. But I can tell you how many lives I've lived presently. I've lived at least 100,000 lives, at least, minimum. In the entirety of like existence itself, I've lived about 100,000 lives. Do I remember all 100,000? No. Do I remember like little details about all of them? Not all of them, but most of them I do. Like I can recall some things and others than I can of others, because I'm not, for me it's basically vanity at this point. It's just pure vanity. Because if you can't even control reality, what's the point of knowing all about your past life if you can't even pay your fucking bills? Like, it's just vanity for me. So that's why like I don't even get into all of that anymore. Like it's just an illusion. So, but this soul is very experienced. Let's just put it that way. But this vessel did not know that until 39. So that was only 2 years ago. So up until then, I was still like, playing the game like most other people. I was aware of the Matrix back 7 years ago, but I was still playing the game like everybody else was playing the game up until 2 years ago. That's when everything changed for me. 2024. There's different names. The simulator, the Matrix, the hologram. They're all interchangeable names. Let me see. It's easier to read the chat from here. How can I access my past experience? It's not a matter of how, it's a matter if you desire to access it. Before you came, you created all your games, and one of your games probably has the ability to access it, but some of your other games chose not to know. It's not a matter of how do I access it, it's a matter of did you ask for it? Because I asked for mine, and I didn't get it right away, but I did get it eventually, but it came at a very odd time. But there is no such thing as odd time in the universe. It came exactly when it was supposed to. But from the human character, it came at an odd time. Yeah. No, I'm talking about like, the Matrix that we're living in, the simulator. Think of it like a VR game you're playing. Right now that's why the movie The Matrix is pretty close to how reality works. But essentially, you're like jacked in right now, your higher self is jacked in, or you say you can put on the headset, and you're in Earth, you're having your experience, and then when you die, you take off your headset, and you're back to who you were. And then you wake up, you're like, oh my God, was that just a dream? But once you leave, what's up, Shah? I just saw you're there. Once you leave, everything you currently believe is true will manifest. So if you believe that there's a hell, fire, and brimstone, you will manifest the hell. If you believe Jesus is your dude, you will see Jesus. If you believe Krishna is your dude, you will see Krishna. If you see a black box and you pray to a black box, then you will see the black box. You will see every one of them because the mind is all, the universe is mental. It's mentalism. It's all mental. Yes, there's a physical experience, right? But in the hologram, like when you're out of the hologram, this isn't real. That's why with science specifically, it's 99.999 to the power of some weird number of pure empty space. And it's like 0.0001 or like 0.00 to the power of a number 1 of just matter. So basically, it's just no atoms are actually touching each other. They're like vibrating. There's a space between your atoms and your molecules. And even the protons, neutrons, electrons within the atoms are also not touching each other. They're also vibrating. That's why if you go to the even scientific aspect of you, you're 1 in 400 trillion. That number is actually just made up, to be honest. But you're such a divine creature that you have no idea how magical you really are. When you really think about what it takes to bring you into existence, it's quite incredible. And that's why when I see everyone who's like, blah, 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 and they're complaining about blah, 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 I'm like, do you know how magical you are? You have atoms and molecules and waveforms and particles that turn into protons, neutrons, and electrons to form your body. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts to know how you're still being, the human that you are. And you have eyes, and you have ears, and you have nose, and you have senses to use to navigate the world. You have words to speak. You have a brain and a mind to think, and you have a heart that beats around, but it has its own intelligence, and it also pumps blood around your system. You're actually pretty incredible when you really break it down. You're quite a phenomenon, each of you. Yeah. Yeah, you can call it a metaphorical headset. It's not an actual, but you are having a energetic headset on. Let's just put it that way. It's not a physical one, but it's an energetic one. That's what you think. Your heart does think. I'm not doing this with you, Clayton. I'm not doing this with you. We're not doing this. I'm not here to argue with you. You want to argue? Get the fuck off. Plain and simple. If you want to believe that the heart doesn't think, that's your belief. The heart does think. It is its own intelligence. It's the first organ that's put into your body before your brain is. You can look that up. If you want empirical evidence, go look that up. Go chat GPT it. Go see what chat GPT has to say. Go Google it. Go research if the heart is put into the body before the brain. I know. I'm aware. I know what he's doing. I'm feeding him attention. That's what I'm giving him. He's hungry for attention. That's why he keeps coming back on my stream. Because he's not getting attention anywhere else. Because no one else is putting up with his bullshit. So I'm tolerating him because, I'm putting up with his bullshit. I have so much respect for him. For his soul. But his mind, I don't know about that one. Because see, when I'm speaking with anybody, I'm usually speaking to the mind of most people. Though, like yourself, Jannah, I'm speaking to your soul. I'm speaking to the soul of mitochondria. I'm speaking to the soul when I'm speaking to T-Bray. I'm speaking to the soul when I'm speaking to Soul Fam. But there's others who I'm speaking to the mind to because their mind has completely finessed them into believing a bunch of hoo-ha, but they are where they are based on their frequency. I was there once upon a time too, so I can tell you that. I wasn't born knowing, from the mind level, I wasn't born knowing this stuff. In fact, it took me 30 9 years to figure it out. 40 years, really. Stop flying around me. Okay. Whatever you say, Clayton. Not T-Bray. Soulfam, leave him be. Don't even bother. Let him feed my live stream. It gives me more attention. The heart has the biggest electromagnetic field. Look up HeartMath. It has been studied for over 30 years. Indeed. That's why I said he can look it up. There's actual empirical evidence, since he's looking for evidence. But of course, he's gonna want to fight that evidence with all his might. Nah, I'm good. You can shake your booty though. I don't take requests, by the way. This channel is not for that. There's a bunch of YouTubers who like attention and feed off of other people's comments and take your requests. This is not that channel. I don't take requests. I'm here to serve. So you can shake your booty though. Diggity, yeah. It's probably even more than 100,000 to be honest, but for now I only know about 100,000, give or take. Sounds good, Jeanette. Yeah, it's okay. Block whoever you guys need to block. Leave them be on my stream. You guys won't see their messages. For me, it is what it is. Right? This channel is going to be vastly different. It's going to be the most polarizing channel on YouTube. I can guarantee you on that. It's going to be the most polarizing and most loving but polarizing channel. It's going to be both. It's going to be the most paradoxical channel ever created on YouTube. Of course, let's see what he has said now. He always has something to say. I love it. So he's right. So Clayton, guess what? You are going to always be right. Does that make you happy? What is the reason you keep coming back on my stream? Are you attempting to say that I'm a liar? Are you attempting to tell me that I'm wrong? Are you attempting to understand something? Because you clearly seem to understand a lot. So tell me, what is your reason for being here? For me, I'm using you as like my bait for more people. You're nothing more than bait for my people to show up. But I'm curious, what is your reason for actually being here? Since you keep coming back. He does, and that's okay, Jeanette, let him. I have no problem with him being the best over anybody else, over me. He can be the best over me, I don't care. But I know if I saw him in the physical, his ass is mine. He would not be able to stand a chance against me. If I were to like physically do something, he wouldn't stand a chance. So He's a little keyboard warrior on the other side of a computer screen. So I don't sweat little computer people. I can tell if I could, I would teleport him here and see what he would actually say. What did Polly say to Apollo in Rocky 3? I don't sweat you. I don't sweat you. I don't sweat you. Yeah. I sure have. Diggity, what are you referring to when you say the same thing? Just curious. Just need a little bit of context. Because I said a lot of things, and sometimes like having to catch back up like with the chat. What do you mean by isn't that the same thing? This is me asking for clarification. Because when I don't know what the context is, I always ask for clarification. Just to make sure I don't misinterpret. I like little keyboard warriors, by the way. This is for Clayton. Because like they're very confident behind a screen, but when you see them in person, they're like little shy little creatures. I'm the same person I am on this screen and behind the screen and in front of the screen, and when I'm not on the screen, I'm the same damn person. There's not a single person that can come here and tell me otherwise, because I know. I need evidence. Yeah, exactly. I let my character loose for a moment. I allowed my character to speak, because sometimes the character likes to he likes to smash and crush. That's what he likes to do. But I remind the character that, you do that, you're just doing it to yourself. But I let it out so that he can have his little fun. I doubt I will be able to find one. So, Mr. Mr.'s not confident in finding it, huh? Soul Fam, don't even get into it with him. I should have ended the stream a while ago, to be honest. Was it 8 o'clock now? Almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to probably end at 8:30, because I got to go eat. And, yeah. Actually, Clayton, I know you will find some evidence. I have 100% faith and confidence that you will find your evidence. I know you will. I can feel it. I have to write our latest study paper, our latest study paper for publishing tomorrow, so I can try to find. Cool. You will find some evidence. Or you might not find any evidence, and that finding no evidence is evidence in itself. Paradox. Paradox. How many people are even on the stream? It's starting to get a little quiet. It's just like you two. Unless Jeanette's still here, and Diggity, I think you're still here too. You're welcome, Jeanette. You're welcome. Thank you for coming on, and thank you again for chiming in and helping A2 earlier. That means a lot. He he needed that love. Yeah. Underboss is still here. Okay, cool. Whoa, 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 whoa. We need Caesar Milan. We need some Caesar Milan here because they're stressed out. Yeah. I got to go myself. I have a Zoom call in a minute or two. It's been a blessing with you all and seeing the right of the most. Indeed, it's good to have you on, dude. I think for me, I probably will call it a wrap since everyone's jumping off, and it is getting late anyways. I have to eat, so for everybody, I'll be back tomorrow. Now here's the thing though. Tomorrow, I do have a call, not with a client, but with someone who wants to actually have a video chat tomorrow. So I won't be spending too much time at the water. So I'm going to kind of lock in very quickly at the water, do what I need to do, and then come back to the house, do my workout. So I'll be jumping off the stream pretty early. So tomorrow's stream might be very short. So we'll see what actually happens, because my goal is to finish by 2 p.m. as much as I can, so I can spend some quality time having a video chat with the person I want to speak with. So tomorrow might be very short. I made up for it for Sunday, because Sunday was very long. It was a very long stream, even though I've done 12 hours before. That one was close to 12 hours. So that's kind of like, I gave enough on Sunday for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. It's still not quite confirmed when I'm going to have that call with that person in Australia. So it's not fully confirmed yet. Thursday, I have a call with someone in Justin's area. It's a different person. I'm going to be speaking to them at 3 p.m. my time, so I'm going to have to be done everything by that time. Friday is going to be a short day as well. I'm going to be driving to London, Ontario, and then once I finally make it there, I'll be ending the stream. I'll be like, all right, y'all, I'm jumping off. I'll see, all that kind of stuff. So this week's is going to be it's going to be interesting. It's not going to be following the same flow like I normally do throughout the week. So just letting you guys know in advance. So that way, if you're like, where is Orion? Well, you know where Orion is. He's doing other things. Because, I started to open up my energy field, and some people wanted to actually now chat with me and have conversations and all this kind of stuff, and da-da-da-da. So here we are. I will, dude. Thank you so much. I definitely will. I have to do one more thing before I jump off. So I'm going to do that quickly on my stream. So I'm not quite done yet, but we're going to get this done right now. 55 curls, both arms. So I didn't, finish this, so I'm going to finish this now. So if you want to hang out for a little bit more, you could. Somebody else came on. CJ. I should actually. Fitness is still something that I'm passionate about, and I'm still gonna find a way to, monetize the fitness aspect at some point. So we'll see what happens with that. Good to see you, by the way, dude. My goal is to always make sure the body stays in like balance, you know. You will sleep. Have a good night, Jeanette. Lots of love to you, and again, thank you so much for being here earlier and throughout the stream and sharing your love with A2. So much love to you, and to all of you as well too. Now we're just kind of like getting it done. You see, when I talk and I move, this is how I allow my body to get all the movement throughout the day. So I'm like in constant like movement. Oh yeah. Okay. 3 more sets to do. Let me see. The kinked hose analogy. And remember, kids, I don't talk to anyone. So if you think you are it, not me, you're being scammed. I probably butcher what you just said there, but it's okay. I got what you're sharing. I will. Thank you so much. I definitely will. Always. Oh my God. My arms are getting it. I don't know what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Let's see. Well, I'll figure out something. Oh my God. All right, that's 33. We got 2 more sets. We got 2 more sets to go. Shoulders, wrist, spine, hips. Yeah. I'm doing a tally in my head of what I did and didn't do. I have to do some stretches as well. Like this one. I'm all about mobility. 6, 7. I have a long journey ahead of me on this earth. So I have to keep this body as agile and mobile as possible. It's at the utmost importance, because if I don't, then I'll end up like all those other people who they had all the wisdom, but then they became practically useless because they couldn't move their bodies. I cannot and I will not have that happen to me at all. There's no way. There's no way. I'm not here to transcend out of my body. I'm here to transcend with my body. And I've already transcended with the body. So I'm just literally navigating the world with the body and making sure it stays in optimal form for as long as I possibly can. So preventative maintenance is what I'm doing. Right now, I'm, pumping up the pecs. Well, these are the pecs. Pumping up the guns. But really, I focus on shoulders, spine, lower back, hips, knees, ankles, calves, and hamstring, and wrist. So today is upper body, tomorrow's lower body. So I'll be doing lower body movement tomorrow. So you do all the maintenance every day. You do a little bit of it every day. You'll see you don't need to spend like hours at a gym. Now, of course, I've been streaming for hours and I could have been done this like hours ago, but because it allows me to talk and still move my body, that allows me to not be in a like where you move your body and then the rest of the day you're just resting. I like to keep my body sort of like going, but I'm also in a rested state. So like right now, I'm in a pretty good rested state. I'm not like, oh, I need to sleep for like 10 hours kind of thing. Like I'm actually pretty rested. I'm pretty relaxed. So it's really good how I built my life this way. Balance. Remove a lot of stress out of your life, you'll live a great life, and you'll live a very long life. Now, of course, you can't get rid of all the stress, and of course, there's good stress, like the stress of moving your body. Like this stress is good for you. Balance is key. It sure is. Right? The yin yang symbol is coming full force in my head right now when I see it. So for me, it's all about balance, because once you're in balance with yourself, the universe will see you in balance, so it'll make sure everything's balanced for you because you're in balance with yourself. That was a bar. One more set. Do I talk about receiving tomorrow? Or do I talk about repel, because we talked about attraction? Hey, what's up, True? Good to see you, bro. Just finishing up my moves. It's good to see you, dude. I trust all is good with you. All is divine in your universe. In your YOUNIVERSE. I'm sure it's all divine. I have one more set, and then I'm going to do a couple stretches. And then I'll be ending the stream shortly, but I'm glad you jumped on to say hello. It's good to see you. The sun is right over there, and I'm looking at it right now. The sun doesn't bother me whatsoever. I can look at it directly. I never need to wear sunglasses or have the visor thing in the car. So like when everybody else is like getting blinded by the sun, I'm gunning it. I love it. I do get solar flared for a moment though. It's sort of like when you turn on the light in a dark room when you're waking up in the morning, you're like, what the fuck is happening with your, right? That's what happens for a moment. But then my eyes come back to normal. All right, final arm. These turning these bolts or whatever, they keep getting loose, so I have to keep tightening them. I'm going to read the chat in a moment. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I really do feel like 55. I really do feel like I'm going to be talking about Rappel tomorrow, because Rappel can work with how I was talking about receiving earlier. True. So earlier in the stream, I was bringing up most people are terrible at receiving. They're good at giving, but they're terrible at receiving. And so we kind of went down a little bit of a synchronistic rabbit hole for that, because some of my clients today were talking about that. And then there was someone last night I was speaking to, and the whole receiving aspect, because I was mentioning about, I couldn't even accept a glass of water going to someone's house. Pretty bad. When someone's offering you a glass of water, just take the water, even if you don't want to drink it. Just accept it. That way, at least you're allowing the universe to give you the ability to receive. Like, you got to see everything as like an energy game. Like, it doesn't matter what that is. Let me just flip my hand into prayer position in the back. This is good for my wrist. All right, let me read the chat quickly. I have blue eyes and I'm hypersensitive to everything, so I gotta wear glasses. I'm scared to receive. So that's so currently, True, that would be your journey right now to receive. But you can receive, right? You're safe to receive. Because you know that you are itself, but your mind is creating a story. So will you allow the mind to continue to hold you hostage and not receive the things you're supposed to receive? Because the thing is, if you're expecting ulterior motives from others, then ulterior motives is what's going to happen. Remember, as within, so without, as you know. So if you allow the mind to keep telling you that story that there's ulterior motives when you're receiving, then you're going to get an opportunity to be proven correct with the confirmation bias from the universe that will send a person or a situation to prove your confirmations as correct, that you will have an ulterior motive. But there is zero ulterior motives, because remember, what you expect is what you get. What you expect becomes normalized. What gets normalized gets crystallized, and what gets crystallized becomes your reality, based on the frequency that you're on. So, that was good. That was a long stretch for my wrist. That was good. Yeah, there's nothing to be afraid about, but you have to get the nervous system and the mind to allow you to receive. So I think tomorrow I'm going to talk about Rappel first, and then Wednesday I'll talk about receiving, because I think that'll be good. Because I talked about attraction on Sunday or yesterday, so I'm going to talk about repelling, just to go the opposite. I'm going to read the chat in a moment. I love these pants because you can easily wipe them off. I do put my head into the ground, by the way, when I do this. This helps with the stretching of the body. I'll read it in a moment. Preventative maintenance does the body good. And I also do like crawls as well. So like I'll crawl like this, and then I'll also do bear crawls, because bear crawls are awesome. And I do backwards crawl as well. This is good for mind-body coordination, because you're training your hemispheres, right to left, left and right. So it's also mental. Let's see. What I love that you said was decide when you heal. Yep. You get to decide when you want to heal. You get to choose. Choose, decide, and shift. You get to decide that you get to receive. It's so simple, y'all. We've been programmed to think it has to be hard. And then because of that, you see other people who struggled, and then you caught their bullet because you had to struggle because they struggled, but you never had to struggle. But the struggling is what builds character, what builds your fortitude and your you can call it your fortress within yourself, to keep you nice and sturdy. But, or however, because but technically negates everything I just said. However, see, caught that. I do my best not to say but it still comes out. As I just did there. But it still comes out. Anyways, yes, you get to decide when you get to heal. You get to decide when you get to receive. You get to decide when you choose whatever it is that you desire to have, because you've now made a choice and you will walk that path, because you no longer will adhere to the things that you've been adhering to. Now, of course, the universe is going to be like, oh, you're attempting to stick your head out. I'm gonna hammer you back down. But this is where you're going to be that stubborn nail that doesn't want to be hit back down. You are going to be that stubborn nail that literally is like, universe, I don't play that game anymore. And you stay in that frequency over and over, and then the universe has no choice but to keep you in that new frequency. Your frequency has to stabilize for a little bit. In the physical realm, it has to stabilize. Once it stabilizes, everything becomes easy. For me, it's so easy to talk about these things, and I'm so confident with what I share. Why? Because I've gone to a point where I'm so confident in my ability to know how these things work. But if you had talked to me maybe 2-3 years ago, totally different person. Let me see what's going on. Being in a trance, listening to trance music on MDMA. Glow sticks. I'm taking a bullet train to Flowtown. I get to receive. Yes, you do, Lottery Energy. You get to receive. Exactly true. Exactly true. It's going to keep coming though, to a point where you're like, what the fuck? I'll give you a great example. You want to hear something quickly? I'm going to stay on for just a few more minutes. I'll tell you right now. Last year, nothing, and I mean this, physical stuff. I'm such a careful person. I was the person who had to wear fucking gloves to touch anything brand new, because I was so pristine. I was so careful with stuff. So guess what happened last year when I was going through my shit? Right? My stuff started to get scuffed and cracked and breaking. Everything of mine now has a little bit of a dent or a little bit of a scratch. And I went in my entire life as the pristine, perfect thing. You look at all of my devices, it's perfect. Now this tablet has a little bit of a scuff on the side. My controller has a little bit of a scuff. My one of my microphones has a little bit of a ding. Is it because I became careless? No, because the universe is seeing if I am staying strong in my frequency and if I'm going to react to the bullshit that it's throwing at me. And I'm simply not adhering to it. Right now, this screen protector is cracked. There's a little crack on the screen protector of this tablet. But I'm holding strong. Because I'm like, no, it is what it is. I'm not reacting to bullshit anymore. I'm not reacting to this stuff. I'm like, it is what it is. If my technology breaks, I'm like, whatever. Okay, next. What else you got for me, universe? But I'm the universe. Why am I screaming to something external? I'm the universe. So, right now, I'm learning to be uncomfortable and sit with that and not let it pull me back under, which is good. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. During winter, I let my bedroom drop to 23 degrees Fahrenheit temperature while wearing a bathrobe. That's awesome. I'm like the exact opposite. I realize that art is never finished and that perfection is a false ideology and imperfection is what makes perfection. Exactly. It's like the Japanese art of kintsugi. If you know the Japanese art of kintsugi, right? A pot breaks, you meld it back with glue and it makes it look even better than it was before. That's fine, dude. You're good. As long as you don't create a as long as you don't create a negative association or a meaning behind that experience of what you just shared about like your dirty AF or whatever, that's cool. You're good. Right? It's the meanings that we give things, because remember, life has no meaning. It's the meaning that we attribute to things. Because once you attribute a meaning, then it can either become a problem or it could be not a problem. Mainly in life, nothing's a problem until we make it a problem. That's a bar. Write it down. Nothing's actually a problem until you make it a problem. And the only reason why things become a problem is because we have emotions tied to something from the past. But if you dealt with the thing in the past, right, which is happening right now, because you're thinking it in the thought right now, if you know that you're perfect, whole, complete in the now, when I say perfect, I'm referring to the soul, not the mind, and you let go of the thing, then it becomes no problem. In fact, it's just child's play now at this point. Yeah, exactly. I get it. Yeah, I got the expression. I got it. Just wanted to make sure, but it allowed me to go deeper because how you shared that. But you see, this is when I kind of feed off of the chat and kind of see like, I can add another layer to it. I can always take anything that any of you share and go deep with it. Pause on that. So yeah, repelling is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Because like we talked about attract, so I'm going to talk about repel now. It makes sense. But the repel can be both a good thing and a bad thing. Because you can repel away the things when you're in the right frequency. Because when you're in the right frequency, everything else is not right for your right frequency because everything becomes wrong. Even though that's duality in this planet. But everything that's not in the right frequency will just simply disappear. So repelling is also a good thing. So it's not a negative thing. It's not a positive thing. It's just a thing that can happen based on your level of awareness or frequency that you're on, that will allow you to either have the thing or not have the thing, or experience the thing or not experience the thing, due to the law of magnetism or the law of you, because I call it the law of you. So, well, it's your insight, it's not mine. I'm just a mirror. This vessel is just a mirror to every other vessel that also has all this information. It's just, it may not be here, but it's definitely here. 100%. That goes for all. That's all of you. It's right here. All of you have the same thing I just said, and the same awareness. It's just it's not here presently, but that's where I bridge the gap. I'm here to empower everyone to know that they already have all the answers, that whatever I'm sharing, you're already at the same level. It goes here, you have it here. It may not use it right now, but it's definitely been here the entire time. Interesting. Let's see. Also, on what you said, I love making problems apparent. I saw a picture of Buddha spanking some chick today, and its caption was something about being spiritually sadistic. Shit cracked me up. Indeed. So, True, and everybody else, you guys get to receive. And as little tests, you're building manifestation muscle now, because you got to receive small things for you to receive the big things. Whenever someone is offering you anything, whether physical, a compliment, digitally, virtually, mentally, whatever it is, just receive. Don't fight it, just receive. Even if you're like, just receive it. Even if it's like a glass of water and you're not like thirsty, just take the water. If you're in a mall, you know how sometimes someone comes up to you, would you like to try this free sample of something? Like, let's say it's like, would you like to try this sample of like, something you go and they make food, right? They give you like a little sample of like whatever they just cooked, right? You may not particularly eat it, but just take it. Just receive it. Because every time you receive, you're telling the mind that you're in receptive mode, that you're able to receive. Because once you're able to receive, then the universe will see you as being able to receive, so that you can receive the bigger things, whatever that is. The resources that you're supposed to have, the love you're supposed to have, the opportunities you're supposed to have, the abundance you're supposed to have, right? Because that's how the universe works. Because it's starting with you. If you can't receive, then you're basically going to block everything else from coming. Or it'll come, but it'll come with a nasty surprise. Chelsea. Hugs. If you receive the small things, you can receive the big things, because in the eyes of the universe, there is no big or small. We humans are the ones that create these concepts of big and small. 1 penny and 1 billion are the same thing to the eyes of the universe. It's just the same thing. It's us that creates the meaning and the values that will create either disharmony or harmony in things. So like, if you can receive the small things, and I say that loosely now, small things, then you can receive the big things. So yeah, in the next couple of days, I'm going to be talking about this, because this is very important. This topic is probably going to be one of the most important things I talk about up until this moment. Like, everything I've talked about is very important, but I think this one's going to be really important, only because it's equally important to everything else I've shared. But this one hits because most people just don't know how to receive. They're great at giving, but they're terrible at receiving. I know, because I was terrible at receiving. So, yeah. Yeah. You never know better than having blinders on and just walking past potential love. Exactly. It's true. 1,000 billion. So, yeah, tomorrow the stream's gonna be a little shorter though, only because there's someone who I want to speak with, video chat wise. So I won't be spending too much time at the water, but I'll get as much time as I possibly can at the water, and serve, and then come back, and then finish my workout early, and then I will basically end the stream early, have the chat, and then Wednesday I will make up for tomorrow, because I don't know if I'm having the call with the person in Australia yet. And Thursday I have a call, so I'll be ending that stream. So this week's going to be a little wacky, but it's okay. I can deal with it. This is the universe showing me what my schedule is going to start to be like. It's going to be kind of all over the place, but I can manage it. I'm good. Sounds good. Yeah, just remember the last thing I want to share with you all. Just remember, you guys get to receive. You get, take that word. You get to receive. You get to receive. You get to receive, because getting implies that you get, like, it's an energy. Like if you hear the word you get or I get, right? I get to receive. You get to receive. We all get to receive. We all get to receive now. Congratulations. Whatever thing you have to go through in your life, now it's time for you to get. You've been planting your seeds. It may not physically happen right that moment, but you get to receive, and you stay in that open, receptive energy. You will see the universe will start to, the seeds that you planted, they will start to bloom. In fact, I already know, because it's done. In my universe, all of you got everything you wanted. It's already done. It's finished. There's no even doubt in my mind. Like, there's zero. In my universe, every human that I've touched or I've spoken to or I've seen or currently exist, because I encapsulate everybody, even if I haven't met them yet, already accomplished everything they wanted, got everything that they wanted. In my universe. Of course, there are people still dying with regret and all that stuff, but like in my universe, I've decided that. So more people are starting to, because that's what I perceive as true for me. And as I perceive it, and it influences all of you, you guys are starting to do the thing in my universe. But in your universe is different. That's why it's so paradoxical, because you're your own universe, I'm my own universe, and my universe is full of like this harmony. But other people's universes who are in this area are living in chaos. So it's fascinating how the world works. You're welcome, Diggity. You get to decide. And you're beyond worthy of receiving. In fact, you shouldn't even have to question your worth. The very fact that each of you were born exactly as you are, that's enough. You've been more than enough from the moment you came to the planet. Each of you were more than enough. Like the moment you stepped foot on the planet as a baby, you were enough. Because if you weren't enough, guess what? The universe would have not created you, because the universe makes no mistakes. Zero mistakes. So you, the sentient, divine, sovereign being that you actually are, was created already worthy and enough to have everything. It's the mind that created the stories saying it can't have, and creating limitations. You can have whatever it is that you desire, because it's meant for you. You get to receive. You're beyond worthy. That word worthy doesn't even need to exist, because that's just who you are. It's like you don't even have to think to breathe. You just breathe. You just breathing is the same thing as you just being worthy. So it's just a matter of going down that road of knowing that. Just waiting to hear. Some water's running, so they need to have someone come in and fix it. This house is like systematically falling apart. It's okay. It'll be fixed. Me too. I'm going to be heading off. Chiga, a strong body is a good asset, but a strong mind is a powerful tool. Attack the day. Chiga, you, my man, I like your energy. I like it a lot. Thank you so much. I definitely will. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, remember one more time, you get to receive. You get to receive. Tattoo that on the back of your eyelids. You get to receive. You've been worthy to receive. In fact, you are enough to receive because you were born to receive. It's just that simple. Ooh, bar for some of you quickly before we go. You cannot take a breath without giving one, and you can't give a breath without taking one. So you're always receiving. Oh, the stream got stuck. The stream got stuck. It's okay. You guys are doing great. Remember, you can't take a breath without giving one, and you can't give a breath without taking one. So it's woven into your very being that you're receiving anyways. You can't take a breath without giving one, and you can't give a breath without taking one. All right. Outros. Later, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. We're talking about repelling tomorrow. Toodles. Bye, y'all.